players go through, and I'm sure he'll fight his way back.
Here are the 5 for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid is out there with Toppin. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Edgecombe in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Raptors, they've got Scotty Barnes. Smith out there with R.J. Barrett. And it's Abaji in at the 3, the small forward. As a team, when you're trying to construct your best lineups, what are you looking for, Grant?
You know, I think balance is probably number 1. Each lineup has to have enough defense and offense. Otherwise, you're just vulnerable.
And Maxey gets it to go on the assist from Edgecombe.
Oh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
Barrett passes to Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, if you're playing that power forward position, you overcome a lack of size with great hops.
Screen by Embiid. Maxey attacking. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Maxey's got his 2nd basket of the game.
While Maxey is an elite shooter, Tyrese is at his best using his speed going downhill.
Here's Smith. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game. Here's Edgecombe. And just over a minute played here to start the game. Pass to Oubre. Now here's Embiid. The D's right on him. 4 on the clock. Here's Edgecombe. Rebound Toronto.
Yeah, they really worked hard to find shots in that one. Some good play calls and energy on the offensive end.
Well, give credit to a couple of their guys for their complete locked-in nature. They were just focused, and they made everything they looked at.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. And here's Maxey outside. Not going to go that time.
Boy, that's a case where he may have been too focused on answering back with his own 3.
Smith, no good.
I mean, I think that was their first miss of the game. They've been just rolling.
And the layup is good off the glass.
You see the athleticism and the length. Oubre able to get his shot off inside. That's a high percentage look for that young man.
Barnes passes to Thor. 3-pointer, no good.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
Here's Edgecombe. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And he's playing the game with a certain flair right now.
Oh, he caps off the move with a little hang time on the rim. Now here's Smith. He's averaging about 15 points per game. He's been a solid contributor.
You know this about Scotty Barnes. This guy is an exceptional athlete. That is above the rim.
Doris, you really got to love Scotty Barnes' infectious positive attitude.
B.A., those players that bring joy every single night to their craft, it absolutely permeates the rest of the roster. Not only is Scotty incredibly talented on both ends of the floor, but he's all about team, and he's trying to win, and those attributes absolutely affect the guys around him.
Pass to Embiid. Offline with a 3. Toronto leading by 3. Barrett passes to Smith. Puts it up from 17. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron.
He's been on a nice little run in this first quarter. He is laser focused.
The 76ers have gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. Pass to Toppin. Outside Oubre. Screen by Embiid. Oubre can't hit. For Toronto, they've got 6 of 8 shots to go. Barrett, and that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flowing rhythm to their offense.
Philadelphia trails by 7. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Out to the wing. Screen by Embiid. To end the run. And then Embiid with the dunk.
And there's the process at work. Embiid rolls off the pick and right into scoring position.
Smith passes to Barrett. Drains the triple. Barrett's got 8.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Here's Edgecombe. His last outing, he had 24 points. There's a screen by Toppin. Smith against Maxey. Puts up a three. And it's Thor with a rebound. Toronto leading by 8. It's tipped. Pass to Edgecombe. Maxey against Smith. Maxey attacking. And he knocks it down. He's 3 of 5 now from the floor.
Boy, what a quarter he's had. Go ahead, young sir. Keep the pressure on.
There's a screen. For 3, Smith. Here's Thor. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Embiid, a screen on Smith. And there's Embiid. That one's good. And the assist from Maxey.
Yeah, smart play there by Maxey. Opening things up for someone with the pick and roll.
Smith passes to Barnes. Here's Thor. Embiid covers. Outside Barrett. Over Edgecombe. Barrett can't hit.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Pass to Edgecombe. Back to Maxey. Embiid, a screen on Smith. And it's Maxey missing.
Boy, that was his shot to miss. This guy's a terrific mid-range shooter.
The 3, Barrett. Good efficiency. He's drained 4 out of 5.
Well, you can see the team is just continuing to call his number. Until the defense figures it out, it ain't going to change.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I caught up with the head coach for the Raptors. We talked about Joel Embiid specifically and what he wants his team to do against him, and coach said, I want us to make life difficult for him. Every time he catches it in the post, I want us to push back and be physical with him. If he's out on the perimeter, I want to put a hand up on every single shot. Let's see if coach's message resonates. EA?
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And Toronto calls time here. As we near the end of the group stage, let's see where we stand in the NBA Cup tournament.
Well, this is an interesting format since each team plays so few games toward the NBA Cup. They get weeded out in a hurry.
And so it's Highland with it. He brings it up for Toronto. They lead by 7. Collins with a screen on Maxey. Right at the free throw line. Ooh, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops in.
Yeah, Highland willing to take what the defense gives. If that's a mid-range, that's fine.
And here's Maxey outside. The rebound by Bridges. Toronto leading by 9. The 3 ball. Robinson Earl with a rebound.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Back to McCain. Pass to Robinson Earl. And it's off from three-point range.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Stewart, screen on Edwards. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. And it's an 11-point Toronto lead.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout. He might be forcing things a little bit right now. Credit the defense for how they're playing him.
Highland off target with the 3. Philadelphia trails by 11. Here's the pick. Inside. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. Knocks it down from distance. 5 points in the game.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
And it's Isaiah Stewart with a foul. That's his first foul of the game. Edgecombe, he's checked in for Tyrese Maxey.
Now in the lineup for the 76ers, number 77.
There's a minute 47 left in the first quarter. Philadelphia moving it around. Stolen by Collins. Stewart, the pass to Highland. Stewart, a screen on McCain. Highland with it. He's picked up by Edwards. And Bones Highland gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Toronto making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Out of bounds. It'll be Toronto's ball. And now it's time to look at the teams that have really impressed shooting from the field during the last 10 games. Number 1, the Raptors.
Recently, they've been effective in getting good looks. Field goal percentages are typically tied to the quality of your shots.
Up top, Highland, covered by McCain, and the basket by Highland.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Here's McCain. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Here's Minor. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Boy, you cannot put it in a much better spot than that. Wow.
There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. From 20 feet. Rebound by Philadelphia. This game against Toronto is the first time they've met this year.
I mean, every game against this team is so important. That's how it is in a divisional race. And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Bridges. And right now, he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. Up top, McCain. He's guarded by Highland. Robinson Earl with the bucket.
Both teams are hot. Woo! This is a fun one to watch.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
R.J. Barrett, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Toronto. 11 points in the quarter. He's on fire. More 2K action in just a moment. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Toronto.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
Scotty Barnes is out there with Cameron Johnson. Then it's R.J. Barrett, and it's Thor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the 76ers, looking at who they've got. Jared McCain out there with Edgecombe. Then there's Edwards. Then it's Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, and it's Minot in at the 4. And there's the screen. And the foul called on R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul.
Miscue there. Hadn't had many of those so far, which is a big reason they're ahead.
Toronto making a switch here. Smith's checked in. Philadelphia trails by 10 to the left side wing. Outside McCain. Pass to Edgecombe. Back to McCain. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Robinson-Earl, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by McCain. Just about halfway through the season. Let's take a look at the East. You take a look at Toronto. They've been outstanding thus far, claiming the top spot in their conference. And, of course, there's Philadelphia, far behind in the standings.
You know, for the Raptors, I recall them having a lot of naysayers at the start of the season, but now they may not have any. This team is ready for a deep playoff run.
Well, this is their goal. There's no doubt about that. For what many expected of them so far, they have not disappointed.
Rebound, Toronto. Barnes has got 4 rebounds in the game.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Well, those are exactly the opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Abaji's checked in for Johnson. Bonus checked in for Philadelphia. Well, when we talk about what it takes to win a championship, star power is often the first thing mentioned, Doris.
Well, B.A., we know that talent is what wins basketball games at any level. There's no question. You need one star, and more often than that, at least another. But really, overall roster construction is critical.
Pass to Abaji. Outside Barrett to the middle. Here's Barnes. It's rebounded by Edgecombe. Philadelphia trails by 13. An open look for McCain. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it. It's good. McCain's got his first basket.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Barnes finds Barrett. Back to Barnes. It's stolen by McCain. And a two-handed jam.
The best way to get a clean look is with those quick hitters on the break.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
They set the pick. Here's Smith. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Toronto. On Thursday and then Friday, they'll go up against Franz Wagner.
And looking at the Timberwolves matchup, it's going to be a hard-fought battle. You just hope they are able to execute their game plan, as it should be a close one.
Collins, he's checked in for Thor. Joe's checked in for Philadelphia. Barnes a screen. Toronto needs to get off a shot here. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
At his position, Scotty Barnes going to set a lot of screens. You have to understand how to roll and get open. He does exactly that.
Philadelphia trails by 11. Pass to Minot. Here's Edgecombe. Again, Philadelphia.
Oh, how about the dime? You love that unselfishness.
Good on the bucket. Barrett's got 13.
Well, what you've seen from R.J. Barrett is attack mode. The coaching staff wants him to sustain this level of aggression.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Scotty Barnes letting everyone know. He said, I'm a great defender. I feel like it doesn't really get talked about enough. I guard whoever, 1 through 5. That's what I pride myself on and what I'm ready to do every time I step on the floor. Guys, back to you.
A tone setter at that end. Thanks much for the report, Allie. Collins with a screen on McCain. And it's Smith penetrating. Counted. Smith's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Outside Joe. Philadelphia moving it around. Philadelphia needs to get off a shot. Off target from outside.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Smith passes to Barrett. Back to Smith. Over McCain. Smith no good.
Boy, they've managed without him to a degree, which bodes well for them overall.
It's McCain on the wing, covered by Smith. Some changes for Philadelphia. Walker comes in for Minot, and it's Tyrese Maxey in for Joe. Maxey passes to Walker, and the jam by Walker.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
No stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity at a three-point play. It's going to be on Jabari Walker. Miles Bridges checked in for Toronto. Philadelphia also making some changes. Toppin, he's checked in for Walker, and it's Oubre in for Edwards.
You know, certainly we've seen R.J. Barrett productive as a scorer. I think the key for him moving forward is just be as efficient as possible.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
And a chance to look at the block shot numbers over the last few seasons for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, and his block averages have been trending the wrong way. But honestly, these numbers can be misleading. Sometimes guys just don't want to take a shot around you.
Smith with it, guarded now by Maxey. And the basket by Bridges.
I tell you, the ability to act quickly, to get your shot up as soon as you make the catch, that's beautifully done by Bridges.
Here's Edgecombe. Rebound Toronto.
You'd rather see him dunk that. Impose your will if you can.
Smith passes to Bridges. It's stolen by Maxey. Outside Oubre. Pass to Maxey. To the paint. And it's blocked by Collins. Here's Bridges. And Toppin pulls it down. Philadelphia trails by 15. Maxey, a good look, and he drains the quick shot. Maxey's got 8 points.
And just so good at playing at high speed. Maxey gets the ball and takes the fast shot.
Smith passes to Collins. Back to Smith. Fires the three. No go there. He's 3 for 9 in this one.
Bad defense, bad shot. Neither working on that play.
McCain, a screen on Smith. The three from Edgecombe. The three! And McCain with the basket on the assist from Edgecombe. McCain's got 7 now in this quarter.
Boy, a very quiet start, but it looks like he's starting to find a little something out there.
Screen by Bridges. Barrett passes to Bridges. Yep, that one goes. Bridges has got his second basket on the night.
Well, critical in the pick and roll that you be able to deliver the ball in a timely spot and in the right position. And R.J. Barrett does just that.
Maxey, and he converts the layup.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And so here is Toronto. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. It's game 3 of a trifecta at home. The 15-footer. Shot is good by Barrett. 18 points for him.
Another reason why they're up. Just taking what the defense giving him here.
And it'll be Philadelphia with their first time out of the game here.
And games like that are backbreakers. To be so close to victory, but let it slip away is frustrating.
You know what? Sometimes you play a great game and lose. What you hope happens, though, is it toughens them up a bit mentally, and they figure out how to close it out next time.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Embiid's checked in. Gets it down to single digits. McCain's got 10 points in the game.
Can't blame the deficit on him. He's been scoring at will this period.
Stewart, screen on McCain. Lets it go from deep. Sinks it from distance. And the Raptors lead by 12.
They're unafraid to let it rip from downtown, extending their lead.
Pass to Embiid. Rebound Toronto.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Here's Highland, and he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And here you have the best teams when it comes to three-point shooting this season. Toronto, number 1.
Having the shooters they have, the best three-point shooting team in the league, It opens up the whole court by stretching the defense out.
I think one of the first things that strikes you about Bones Hyland is his confidence. This guy believes he is a very capable offensive player.
And so Hyland nails both of them.
I love it. In attack mode, drawing foul calls this quarter and getting to the free throw line.
Maxey against Hyland. Pass to Toppin. Embiid a screen on Bridges. Clock at 4. Again, Philadelphia. Here's Hyland. 6 points for him. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Hyland's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, Hyland working hard for that high percentage shot. That's nicely done.
McCain finds Maxey. From 15 feet away. The rebound by Stewart.
Boy, he looks and will take that shot every time. Just won't go.
And a bit of a battle for the ball. And the officials signal a jump ball here. McCain with it. He's got 10. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience. Terrific move. He sees the opening and doesn't hesitate.
There's 57 seconds left in the first half. 5 to shoot. Maxey. Rebound, Toronto.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
The 15-footer. And there's Toronto with another bucket.
And despite the defender's length, he goes right up from the mid-range.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, Greg. Doesn't matter. Just make shots.
You know, Maxey's willing to play a secondary role, but he can also take charge when needed.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the half. Down low. Here's Bridges. Doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from Toppin. Hyland against Maxey. And he gets that one. Maxey's got 8 points in the quarter. That'll count. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's Toronto, now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. Building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. Back after this.
You know what I was just thinking about, fellas? The NBA has lots of bright lights, maybe too bright for some.
Speaking of bright, Ernie, can we wear sunglasses on the set? You know, I'm looking at Shaq's head, and it's really, that wax he put on his head, oh my God, it's just glaring in my eyes.
Well, it deflects away the haters like you, Kenny. Glad to know it's working.
You have any extra, biggin?
You know.
And let's move on now to those first 2 quarters. Talk about a tough start for the 76ers.
They need to...
That's it for us.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, tonight, he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
R.J. Barrett out there with Smith. Then there's Scotty Barnes, and it's Thor in at the 5. And for the 76ers, we've got Maxey. Toppin out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Edgecombe, and it's Oubre in at the small forward position.
And capable of sticking it from the mid-range. I like seeing Maxey go to work from this area. Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Outside Maxey. Outside Oubre. Maxey surveys. Up and over Smith. And it's Maxey missing. Toronto leading by 14. Here's Abaji. No made baskets yet. Smith outside. Pass to Barnes. 5 on the clock. That shot, no good. And the 76ers shooting it with confidence. 54% so far. Here's Edgecombe. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Edgecombe's got 8.
Well orchestrated. And then the pass is right on the money.
Well, Grant, if you had to say, is there anything you think is underrated about Embiid?
You know, B.A., I think it's his intelligence. Joel's a heady player. Sometimes big men don't get enough credit for their smarts on the court. Embiid knows the game.
First team foul.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. It's stolen by Barnes.
Oh, that's some pesky defense. Should have thought twice before attempting that pass. And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Toppin hits them both. Toronto leading by 13 with the drive.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Maxey passes to Embiid. And it's Thor with a rebound. Thor's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Smith. Ooh, nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Give him 8 points now.
Boy, it looked like the D was going to get to that shot, but what a job he did to change his release and get the lay-in.
Sinks that one. Now shooting 5 of 10 and looking sharp.
You just can't give up looks that close to the rim.
Pass to Barrett. That's off. Shooting 8 for 10 from the floor. Philadelphia trails by 15. Now Embiid. Got a hand on it. Here's Thor. Over Edgecombe. Thor with the bucket. Thor's got 9.
Good heads-up basketball. Sees an opening and capitalizes.
The 76ers have gotten 3 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. And here's Maxey outside. Embiid. Ooh, nasty putback from Embiid.
And that's the hunger that Embiid plays with. He just gobbles up the miss and goes back up for the score.
Barnes with a screen on Maxey. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Boy, this is how you move the ball effectively. They're not just passing it around the horn. They are passing with a purpose.
And yep, it's good. Toronto leading by 15. Smith outside. To the inside. Barnes passes to Thor. Here's Abaji. Guarded by Toppin. Shot clock at 6. The 3, Barrett. Bucket. He's now 9 for 11 after that one.
Boy, that comfort level from three-point territory, that is something R.J. Barrett's continuing to work on.
The offensive rebound. Embiid. And he's facing the layup. Embiid's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, this is a big part of his game, creating offense for his team off the glass.
They set a pick. The 3, Smith. And Toppin pulls it down. Toppin's got 5 rebounds in the game. Knocks it loose. Ooh, stolen by Smith. Here's Thor. And he goes in for the dunk.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
This has not been his best quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Here's Barrett, and it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Wow, the hammer by R.J. Barrett. How about that athleticism?
Here's Edgecombe. 10 points for him.
the team from their out.
Over to the left wing.
Making sure them boys stay in the whole game.
And here's Embiid. Knocks down the long J. Embiid's got 11 points.
Boy, the halftime break, I don't know what they gave him to drink back there, but he is pouring it on right now.
And Philadelphia making a change here. MyNBAYr's checked in. Toronto leading by 17. Outside, Highland. There's the drive. 6 on the shot clock. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 12.
Now you can see the fast, agile driving ability of Bones Highland. Gets an angle and goes to work.
Here's Edgecombe. Again, Philadelphia.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Robinson Earl's checked in for Toppin, and McCain subbed in for Oubre.
Into the lineup for Philadelphia, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Jared McCain.
6 to shoot. Driving in. Hey, shooting the ball well. He's 5 for 9 in the game.
They have no answer defensively inside.
And Maxey's got the ball here for Philadelphia, trailing by 19. It's McCain on the wing. To the paint. Here's Robinson Earl. Collins with the rebound. Toronto shooting an insane 65%. Just terrific. Highland, the pass to Bridges. Now here's Stewart. Back to Bridges. There's the three. He buries it from 3. Bridges has got 8.
Miles Bridges getting more and more audacious from the three-point line. We see you, sir.
There's a screen by Robinson Earl. From the arc. Rebounded by Highland.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Collins with a screen on McCain. Into the lane. Gets it. He's 6 for 10 and looking confident out there.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
There's a screen. Inside. Here's MyNBAYr. Tries to save it. Rebound Toronto. Collins has got 4 rebounds in the game. Highland against Maxey. To the middle. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Making plays at both ends of the floor, and it shows up in the box score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
To win the cold spell. And he takes it up and lays it in. MyNBAYr's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That bucket is really just about the efficient use of a screen. That's nicely done.
Highland against Maxey. Bridges, a screen on Maxey. And Bones Highland gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
And great job to establish position and square up.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Toronto making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Edwards, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Joe comes in for Maxey. Outside Joe. McCain against Highland. Here's Robinson Earl. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Robinson Earl's got 6.
Knew exactly where his teammate would be. That's a product of good chemistry.
Basket's good.
Boy, he's been lights out. You want to talk about an efficient offensive game. Wow.
Well, the 76ers shooting 54% from the field so far in this one. Here's McCain. No good on the triple. Beyond the arc. Joe grabs the miss.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Edwards, that's good. Edwards has gotten his first points in this one.
Boy, how about the timing, the delivery? That is exactly how you set a teammate up.
Pass to Bridges. The baseline J is on the way. And there's
Miles
another
Bridges.
bucket.
Well, Bridges is one of those guys that can get to the mid-range and make the bucket consistently.
McCain against Highland. Left side McCain. Here's Minot. Clock at 6. Robinson Earl. Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam.
With two hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. Now Bridges. 12 points for him. Left side Highland. Over McCain. And it's Highland. That time on the assist by Bridges. 14 points for him.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
He's got the...
Bullshit. RJ 33, Harwell 25, Barnes 23-10, Bridges 18, Highland 14, Ford left. I'm talking about Brady Smith 8 and 10. Max had 22. How you do that?